A massive herd stands frozen on the steep river bank. Below them lies the deadliest body of water in Africa. The Mara River is heavily infested with giant, hungry crocodiles. No sane animal would ever willingly jump into this water. But they must cross to reach the fresh, green grass. A single zebra stands at the very edge, looking down. It seems incredibly brave, ready to lead the massive herd. But it is not brave at all. It is simply the most unfortunate victim of the crowd. It is about to be violently sacrificed by its family. How does a tight family unit suddenly turn so cold? The answer is found in the brutal mathematics of survival. Over 10,000 impatient animals are pushing from behind. The pressure building on the riverbank is absolutely immense. The zebra at the edge desperately tries to step back. But there is a solid wall of bodies blocking it. The crowd pushes forward. The leader loses its footing on the slippery mud. It violently crashes into the dark, churning brown water below. The biological game of Russian roulette has officially begun. The first splash alerts every single predator in the area. Giant crocodiles instantly slip off the muddy banks into the river. They silently swim toward the splashing, desperate victim. The massive crowd on the cliff simply stands and watches. They are waiting for the exact right moment to move. They need the crocodiles to be fully occupied. As soon as the giant reptiles lock onto the victim, the entire herd launches a massive, synchronized water invasion. Thousands of animals pour over the edge like an avalanche. The water turns into a chaotic explosion of kicking hoofs. This is known scientifically as the selfish herd theory. The sheer overwhelming numbers make it impossible for predators to focus. A crocodile can only kill one animal at a time. If 10,000 jump at once, survival odds increase dramatically. The strategy is cold, calculating, and highly effective. But the river environment strips away their most powerful defense. On land, they would form a tight defensive ring against predators. They would actively kick and bite to protect the young calves. But in the deep water, that protective social structure collapses. It becomes a brutal, terrifying race for individual survival. A mother cannot stop to help her struggling calf here. If she stops swimming, the heavy current will pull her down. Every animal is entirely on its own. The noise of splashing water deafens the entire river valley. In the middle of the chaos, a massive crocodile strikes. Its massive jaws clamp down hard on a kicking leg. The giant reptile does not rely on venom or tearing teeth. It relies completely on overwhelming underwater weight and brute force. The crocodile begins the terrifying maneuver known as the death roll. It violently spins its entire body in the deep water. The rolling force shatters the leg bone instantly. The victim is forcefully dragged below the muddy red surface. The giant reptile will drown the prey before eating it. But a zebra is incredibly resilient and surprisingly dangerous. Another animal is suddenly grabbed tightly by the neck. But the water here is shallow enough to stand. The prey violently throws its heavy head up into the air. It drags the massive crocodile completely out of the water. The powerful animal kicks backward directly into the reptile's face. The hard hooves smash against the sensitive eyes and snout. The crocodile releases its grip. The lucky survivor scrambles frantically toward the opposite shore. But escaping the water does not guarantee absolute safety yet. The final, most dangerous obstacle is the exit bank itself. The dirt walls are incredibly steep, slippery, and extremely narrow. Thousands of panicked animals are all trying to climb out. They are violently squeezing through a tiny muddy bottleneck. The pressure is exactly the same as the starting cliff. If an animal slips and falls backward into the crowd, it will be crushed instantly. The herd cannot stop to check on fallen family members. The pushing from behind is completely unstoppable and relentless. Many animals drown here, completely trapped beneath the heavy hooves. The exit point becomes a brutal graveyard of muddy bodies. The river crossing is finally complete for the exhausted survivors. They shake off the water and look for their families. The chaotic noise of the river is left completely behind. The survivors quietly resume grazing on the fresh green plains. They have paid the brutal toll. This massive migration is the ultimate test of biological endurance. The river forces them to sacrifice their strongest defensive bonds. They must abandon their protective family structure to cross over. They must push their own kind into extreme danger. It seems cruel, but it is a necessary survival equation. The cost of staying behind is absolute starvation and death. To secure a future, you must cross your worst nightmare. Constant hesitation is absolutely fatal. The crowd will always push you forward into the unknown. The river demands a heavy sacrifice every single year. And the massive herd always pays the ultimate price.